Leo, let's get straight to it. A whirlwind of luck and wealth is coming your way. November 1st, 2025 is not just another date on the calendar, it's your golden hour. The kind of cosmic moment that only comes around once in 1,000 years. You didn't land on this video by accident. You were led here. Call it alignment. Call it divine timing. But if you're watching this, something in you has already sensed the shift. Something deep, undeniable, and pulling at your core like a rising tide. Maybe it started with a gut feeling. Or maybe the last few days, you've been seeing signs and repeating numbers. Whatever it was, you're here now and you're meant to hear this. I'm not here to sugarcoat predictions or give you surface-level encouragement. I'm here to speak to the part of you that really knows that something major is unfolding. This is about more than planets in motion or cards on a table. This is about a season in your life where everything can change, if you're ready to claim it. November 1st is your portal. Not metaphorically. Not someday. Right now. 3 of the most powerful celestial forces, Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn, are aligning in a rare energetic pattern that hasn't happened for your sign in centuries. We're talking about the kind of alignment that doesn't just bring opportunity, it tears down old blocks, shifts deep generational patterns, and brings in breakthroughs you didn't think were possible. Leo, you've been through more than people know. You've carried weight in silence. You've given when your own cup was running dry. And maybe lately, you've been questioning if the universe is even paying attention. But I promise you, this is your moment of recognition. This is when all that silent effort starts to echo back to you with interest. We'll talk more in the video about what the stars are doing, what the cards are showing, and how to prepare for this financial, emotional, and spiritual upgrade that's coming your way. But for now, I want you to stop for a second. Take a breath. Place your hand over your heart. Because that energy you're feeling, that's not just hope. That's confirmation. You've stepped into something sacred. The doorway has opened. And here's something I need you to hear. This isn't about waiting for a miracle. It's about becoming the version of you who finally allows it in. You don't need to earn your worthiness because you already are. What you do need is to trust your timing, lean into your inner fire, and move when the signs say go. And Leo, the signs are screaming now. So before we dive deeper into what this cosmic window means for your finances, your love life, and your soul purpose, pause for a moment. If anything I've said so far hits a nerve, if something inside you feels like it's waking up, do something powerful. Leave a comment below and simply say, I'm ready. That's it. Because saying it out loud, even digitally, is an act of alignment. It tells the universe you're not here to watch from the sidelines. You're here to receive. I just want to say thank you truly for being here. Every time you watch, like, comment, and share this space, you're not just supporting the eternal mindfulness community. You're expanding the reach of messages like this oneones that are rooted in clarity, compassion, and deep transformation. So again, thank you. Your presence matters more than you know. And trust me, Leo, my powerful friend, you're going to want to stay with me all the way through this video. Because what the universe is revealing next, it's breathtaking. Let's begin. Leo, I want you to slow down with me for a moment, not to pause the momentum, but to feel it more deeply. What's happening around November 1st, 2025 isn't just about favorable stars. It's about alignment. Not the trendy kind people throw around casually, but the sacred kind when what's happening above you is finally in rhythm with what has been building inside of you for years. And I say years because I know your journey hasn't been linear. It's been layered, brave, and often lonely. You fought battles no one applauded you for. And now, without needing to shout for attention, the sky is finally echoing back, it's your time. Let's unpack what's really going on here. Astrologically, this kind of alignment isn't common. Jupiter forming a harmonious trine with your Sun isn't just a good omen, it's a cosmic nod to your readiness to receive. Jupiter expands whatever it touches, but it also rewards wisdom. This isn't a random lottery win kind of energy. It's more like the moment a seed finally breaks through the ground, not just because the soil was rich, but because it held on long enough through the dark. If you've been waiting for financial flow, recognition, or a door that feels meant for you, this is that door. But here's the truth, you have to walk through it. And then there's Saturn, which just finished its retrograde cycle. Saturn is the slow-moving teacher, the one that doesn't cut corners. If the last few months have felt heavy or unclear, that's why. You were in training emotionally, mentally, spiritually. But as it moves direct, especially now, it's like the road beneath you starts repaving itself. Suddenly, what felt complicated becomes simple. What felt out of your hands feels reachable. You begin to move with more order and less chaos. And what's so powerful here is that this shift doesn't come with dramatic noise. It comes with quiet clarity, the kind that whispers, "You're not the same person anymore." Now, Scorpio moon touching your 4th house. That's a deep one. Family themes, ancestral stories, emotional inheritance, all of it might rise to the surface. Not to haunt you, but to heal you. For some, it could mean a literal inheritance or surprise real estate shift. But for others, it's more subtle and more sacred. A generational pattern finally breaks. A family wound begins to close. Or you realize you've been carrying something that was never yours to hold. This part isn't glamorous, but it's liberating. And it often arrives just before the big blessing because abundance can't flow freely where resentment still lives. Then we have Uranus making a supportive sextile to the moon. Uranus doesn't knock politely, it jolts. But in this case, it jolts you in the direction of something liberating. Out of the blue, you could receive unexpected funds, a sudden opportunity, or an outstretched hand from someone you didn't think was watching. These blessings don't wait for permission. They just come. But they favor those who've done the inner work. The ones who don't chase, but attract. I won't pretend this is easy energy. It's intense, even holy. It demands presence. But I will say this with everything I know from years of study, practice, and simply watching life unfold through real people, not theory. When these planetary patterns appear, they favor the ones who are ready to act with both faith and responsibility. Not blind optimism, but heart-led trust. The kind that doesn't beg for proof, but moves because it feels right. If that's you, then this truly is your cosmic jackpot. Not because everything will be handed to you, but because everything you've worked through, survived, and healed from has led up to this. So the stars aren't giving you a shortcut, they're giving you permission. The kind only destiny can offer. And if any of this resonates with something quiet inside you, I'd love for you to comment below just a simple, "I receive this." Because sometimes, claiming it out loud is the first action that unlocks everything. Let's keep going. There's so much more waiting for you. Leo, sometimes the most powerful changes in life don't begin with fireworks, they begin with a whisper. And in this case, the whisper is coming from the cards. As someone who has worked with both astrology and tarot for years, I've learned to recognize when the universe isn't just nudging, it's clearly speaking. The energy surrounding November 1st, 2025 isn't subtle. It's active, alive, and waiting for you to respond. The messages that came through the cards are not abstract symbols or poetic metaphors. They're exact mirrors of the cosmic weather pattern we already touched on, and they carry a level of clarity that should make you pause. The Wheel of Fortune doesn't show up unless something is finally ready to move. And not just move randomly, move forward. If you've been stuck in cycles, whether it's financial stress, stagnant relationships, or just that frustrating feeling that you're spinning your wheels with no traction, this card marks the break in the loop. In real life, we often don't realize that our luck has turned until we look back and see everything lined up. But the gift of this card is timing. It's a heads up that says, you're not stuck anymore unless you choose to be. That one moment of courage to say yes, to show up, or to send that message. That's where the wheel starts turning. That's when energy begins to compound. Then comes the Sun. This card lands differently when it shows up for Leo. It's not just about joy or clarity, it's a return to self. The Sun is your natural ruler. It represents your essence, your vitality, your core power. When the Sun appears after the Wheel of Fortune, it doesn't just signal a shift, it confirms that the shift will bring fulfillment. Not just wins you can brag about, but wins that feel like home. It might come as a creative project getting noticed, a long overdue recognition at work, or even healing in a relationship that once drained you. Whatever form it takes, this is the moment when the light you've been pouring out often without receiving it back finally reflects toward you. You don't need to chase it. You already are it. And then, the Ace of Pentacles. Now this one is practical. Tangible. It's the moment something solid presents itself, an opportunity, a job, a check, a contract. What's special about this card isn't just what it offers, it's how quickly it can appear. It can come through a casual conversation, a chance meeting, or even a random message that at first doesn't seem important. That's the thing about divine timing, it rarely sends an announcement in advance. So when this card appears, especially alongside the other two, you're not being asked to overthink, you're being asked to stay open. To pay attention. To have a clear yes in your pocket, ready to be used. Put all three cards together and the message is crystal clear. This isn't about luck happening to you. It's about how you respond when the door opens. It's about whether you're willing to walk through it even when you're scared or uncertain. The path is ready, but the walk, that's yours. If anything in you is stirring right now, don't brush it off. It's not hype, and it's not coincidence. It's alignment. This is what it feels like when the cards, the stars, and your soul are saying the same thing. So I'll say this gently, but firmly, this is your moment. Don't wait to be more ready than you are right now. Start where you are. Trust that life isn't giving you this window just to tease you, it's handing it to you because you've earned it, even if the journey was quiet and unseen by others. If this resonates, if it makes something inside you sit up and listen, drop a comment below, something simple like, "I'm stepping in," or "I receive this." Sometimes that tiny act of confirmation is the moment everything begins to shift. Let's keep going. The best is still unfolding. There's something electric about the way abundance moves. It's not polite, and it doesn't always knock. Sometimes, it crashes in like thunder after a long drought, and if you're not ready, it can feel overwhelming. That's what the energy of early November feels like for you, Leo. Not just a slow climb towards stability, but a full-on financial rebirth. When Pluto and Jupiter interact the way they will at this time, we're not just talking about income. We're talking about identity shifts around money, value, and personal power. It's the kind of energy that flips the script, where you stop asking for a seat at the table and realize you were meant to build your own. I've worked with people long enough to know that most financial breakthroughs don't happen because someone magically handed them a check. They happen when a person finally stops waiting for permission to own their gifts. That's what this energy wants from you now. It's not random that opportunities may show up around this time, maybe in the form of a new client, a side hustle that suddenly takes off, or an unexpected payout from something you thought was done and gone. The key isn't to force it. It's to stay open. That's what abundance really responds to: availability. Pluto brings the deep transformation, often through letting go of something you thought you needed. It might be a toxic work environment, a belief that you're not good with money, or the guilt you carry from having more than others. Jupiter brings the expansion, but it will only expand what you're ready to hold. If you're still operating from fear, scarcity, or shame, the growth may feel unstable. But if you're rooted in self-worth and clarity, this can be one of the most financially liberating seasons of your life. And here's what's truly beautiful: this rebirth doesn't just affect your bank account. It changes the way you relate to receiving in general. You start to feel more comfortable saying yes to good things without needing to over-explain or prove yourself. You start recognizing how valuable your presence, your insight, your story really is. That's when things accelerate. When you no longer chase opportunity but embody it. It's very possible that someone influential enters your space during this time. It could be a mentor, a potential partner, or even someone who just sees something in you and chooses to open a door. Don't brush it off. Don't let your past disappointments talk you out of stepping through it. Sometimes the very thing you prayed for shows up quietly, in everyday clothing, and it's up to you to say, "I see it." You might also notice that a side project, something you've been working on quietly, starts to gain traction. This is particularly true for those in creative, spiritual, or service-based fields. What was once just a passion project could suddenly attract income, visibility, or new collaborations. This isn't by chance. It's the ripple effect of energy that's been building over time, energy you've been pouring into your craft, even when no one was watching. But let's not forget one thing: the most powerful wealth is the kind you believe you deserve. Without that inner shift, outer change has no place to land. So this month is asking you to do something bold. Trust that what you've built, healed, survived, and learned is enough. You don't need to fix yourself first. You need to believe in yourself now. So if any part of this stirs something in you, speak it. Leave a comment right now and write, "I'm ready to receive the whirlwind of abundance." That's not just a phrase, it's a declaration. A moment where you step into alignment with what's already coming your way. Stay ready. The current is moving. By now, Leo, you've probably begun to feel its shift in the air, the invisible hum around your energy field that tells you something is aligning in your favor. And it's not wishful thinking. It's not just nice language for a horoscope. It's resonance. You're stepping into a frequency that you've been unknowingly preparing for over months, maybe years. This isn't about being lucky. It's about finally vibrating at the same level as the things you've been dreaming of. That's what the law of attraction is at its core, not a magic trick, but a mirror. When I say you're radiating king or queen energy, I don't mean confidence for show. I'm talking about the internal steadiness that comes from finally realizing you are the architect. You are the one who decides what gets built in your life, and more importantly, what you no longer entertain. This energy shows up when you stop chasing and start aligning. It's in the way you speak to yourself. The way you walk into a room. The way you say no to what no longer fits, without guilt. And the universe doesn't react to the words you use, it responds to the tone underneath them. Your vibration is your message. So the question is, what are you broadcasting? Gratitude is the amplifier. Doubt is the lock. And you get to choose which one you turn up. November is not just a month on the calendar, it's an energetic window. With so much planetary support behind you, this is the time to get intentional. Visualize what you want, yes. But more importantly, become someone who believes it's already on the way. Your actions, your breath, even the small choices, what you wear, how you treat your space, what you give your attention to, these are all signals. They tell the universe whether to keep moving things in your direction or pause until you're ready to receive. Now let's talk numbers. In numerology, the number 1 is more than just a starting point. It represents power, clarity, and individual strength. On November 1st, that energy triples. It's the first day of the month, holding the vibration of 1, and also carries the master number 11, a symbol of portals, awakening, and divine alignment. When people talk about seeing 1111 on the clock, it's not superstition. It's synchronicity. It's a tap on the shoulder from the universe saying, pay attention. You're on the edge of something real. And if you've been seeing it more lately, you're not imagining things. It's the reflection of your rising frequency echoing back to you. Colors also play a role in frequency. They're not just visual, they're energetic reminders. Gold, for example, doesn't just attract prosperity, it reflects it. It reminds you to sit in your worth, to take up space without apology. Orange-red tones spark your inner fire, your courage, your self-expression. And pearl white protects your peace, keeps your energy clean when the world feels noisy. So if you've been looking for simple ways to anchor into this moment, start with color. Light a golden candle. Dress in tones that remind you of your power. Create a space that looks and feels like the life you want to live in. You're not waiting for the door to open anymore. You are the door. The portal isn't somewhere else, seats in you. That's why this part of the journey matters so much. Not because it promises ease, but because it invites you to walk in alignment with your truth. And when you do that, things start to arrive faster than expected, often in ways you didn't plan, but exactly as needed. If you feel something unlocking inside you as you hear this, let it. And say it. Drop a comment below and write, I'm aligned and ready. Not just because it's a nice thing to say, but because in that one sentence, you claim the frequency that has been waiting for you all along. Stay in it. Let it rise. Your season is here. By this point, Leo, you've already felt the fire building not just outside in the cosmos, but within you. You've felt the pull of abundance. You've heard the call to rise. But here's the truth most people don't want to talk about. With great expansion comes the need for great discernment. The energy that's coming in now is powerful, yes, but it's not neutral. It amplifies what's already there. And that's where your awareness becomes your protection. Pluto, the planet of transformation, is also the planet of elimination. It doesn't ask permission before burning away the fake, the shallow, the unstable. It simply does what needs to be done. And while this sounds dramatic, it's actually one of the greatest gifts you'll receive. Because Pluto doesn't just remove what isn't real, it teaches you how to tell the difference between what feeds your soul and what just flatters your ego. Between opportunities that grow you and distractions that detour you. In this phase of your journey, Leo, your intuition isn't just helpful, it's non-negotiable. You may find yourself presented with offers that look shiny on the outside but feel hollow the more you lean in. Maybe a quick money promise, or someone promising visibility without substance. This is when your inner compass has to come online. Not from fear, but from grounded clarity. Before saying yes, ask yourself, does this feel like peace or pressure? Am I moving from trust or from panic? Does this opportunity invite me to expand over time, or is it just chasing a spark that fades fast? If it feels even slightly off, pause. Not everything urgent is important. And not everything that glitters is gold. This isn't a warning to shrink, it's an invitation to choose more wisely. Because the real blessings coming your way won't demand your desperation. They'll meet your alignment. And the more you act from that place of calm, centered readiness, the more precise the blessings will become. Now, on a practical level, anchoring that energy daily is key. You don't need to wait for a big breakthrough to create ritual. You just need to give your body and energy field a rhythm that reminds it what you're creating space for. Start with something simple, like the golden candle and 3 coins. Not because the objects are magic, but because the intention is. Light the candle, speak your truth out loud, and sit with the feeling of enoughness. That feeling is what the universe responds to. Or take 5 quiet minutes in the morning. Picture your heart glowing gold, like a magnet quietly pulling in exactly what matches your highest self. This isn't fantasy, it's frequency. You're not chasing, you're drawing things in. Let that visualization imprint itself in your nervous system before the world gets noisy. Journaling helps, too. 3 desires, 3 gratitudes, and 3 immediate steps. Not future goals, just what's in front of you today. What you want doesn't live in a someday that never arrives. It lives in the next small, clear decision you make from faith instead of fear. And please don't forget your body in this process. Drink warm water. Eat a breakfast that actually nourishes you. Stretch or move or walk outside. Take a salt bath at the end of the day, not just to cleanse energetically but to come back into your skin. You are not just a mind trying to manifest things. You are a full system, and your body is the temple where divine timing touches earth. If this resonates with you, take a breath, ground yourself, and type below, "I trust what is meant for me will find me." Because saying it aloud or even typing it is a form of energetic commitment. And the more you commit to walking in integrity with your own energy, the faster your life begins to catch up with the vision you've been holding. Stay with me. You're almost there. Leo, as we reach the end of this journey together, I want you to pause not in hesitation, but in reverence. What you've just walked through is not just a series of predictions or possibilities, it's a doorway. And standing at this threshold, the most important decision you'll make is not whether the universe will show up for you, but whether you will show up for yourself. November 1st, 2025 is not just a date on a calendar, it's a declaration. It is the moment your inner light meets divine timing. And when those two align, something irreversible happens. You remember who you truly are. You were never meant to chase miracles, you were meant to awaken to the truth that you already carry one inside of you. The storm of luck, the whirlwind of abundance, the golden hour we've talked about, it all becomes real the moment you choose to meet it halfway. And meeting it halfway doesn't require perfection. It requires presence, intention, courage, a willingness to act from trust, even when logic says wait. So ask yourself, what would change if, starting today, you fully believed that you are worthy of everything you've ever prayed for? What would happen if you stopped minimizing your dreams to fit into the expectations of others, and started expanding your vision to match the vibration of your soul? Are you willing to let go of who you've had to be in order to become who you're meant to be? And more importantly, can you trust that everything that led you to this point, every delay, heartbreak, breakthrough, breakdown, was never meant to break you, but to build the strength in you required to receive what's next? This is the energy I invite you to walk in from this moment forward, not chasing, but allowing. Not doubting, but aligning. Because what is meant for you is not somewhere out of reach, it's orbiting, ready, waiting for your yes. And maybe that yes looks like one small brave step today. Maybe it's leaving a comment below and simply saying, I'm ready for my golden hour. Maybe it's journaling what came up for you during this video. Or maybe it's just placing your hand over your heart right now and saying, this is real. I'm not alone. I'm not late. I'm right on time. If this message spoke to something inside you, even a whisper, I want to thank you for listening, for staying, for opening your heart. Every like, every comment, every share and subscription here at Eternal Mindfulness is not just support, it's energy. It fuels the continued creation of content that reminds you of your power, your purpose, and your place in the grand rhythm of life. And if you've ever wondered whether anyone sees the quiet work you're doing, the healing, the effort, the rebuilding, let this video be your answer. The universe sees you. I see you. And more importantly, are being called to see yourself. So please, take this energy with you. Let it live beyond the screen. Let it guide your next decision, your next breath, your next bold move. And if you feel led to, leave a comment to mark this moment for yourself and others. I choose to receive. Because today isn't the end of the message, it's the beginning of your next miracle. Let's walk forward together.